Hello everyone, welcome back to Glodikani Marriage School, the place where I help the unmarried to choose the right partner for them and then keep the married from running until they must. In today's video, I have a very exciting topic to share with you. Some people have not really paid attention to this topic, but it's something that is so important when it comes to marriage, to make things easier for the couple in the relationship. Have you ever read the comment section of maybe a romantic drama and then you see things like, wow, I love the chemistry between the male lead and the female lead. Sometimes you will see other comments like, oh my God, it is the chemistry for me. Oh my God, they had good chemistry and it made the drama so interesting. You'll be seeing this word, chemistry. If you've not really paid attention to this chemistry word before, I want you to really listen to me in this video. When we talk about chemistry, in simpler English word, it means connection, attraction, and it is the force that draws people together. Like it draws people together to each other to start a relationship, or yes, of course, they start a relationship and then it culminates into marriage. That force of attraction that brings two people together. Now, as I was researching for this video, I now discovered that you can see a lot of types of chemistry. We have the romantic chemistry and we have the sexual chemistry, and each one of them is very important in relationship and in fact so important in marriage. The romantic and sexual chemistry are responsible for attracting you to someone or attracting someone to you, and also igniting the desire to share your life and your bodies, especially the sexual chemistry. That's why when you have somebody around you and you are not really eager or you are repulsed physically to maybe do anything intimate with them, there is no sexual chemistry there at all. Now, romantic chemistry creates excitement, respect, and the desire to spend your time with someone. Once it is there, you find it easy to start a relationship with someone. And if that relationship now finally leads to marriage, communication and trust will help you guys to preserve the chemistry that you had from the beginning. I've also discovered that you can love someone, but there will be no chemistry. That's why you see some people, they will tell you, marry your friend. If you marry your friend, you find it easy to, live with them and everything. No. It's not about marrying your friend. It's about someone you have good chemistry with. Like, I've seen a lot of people who never spent a lot of years together, maybe in relationship, dating and, all that, but their chemistry is top notch. And when you see them, their connection is enviable. So this is why it is so important, especially in marriage. So who can reject somebody when people who have this idea of what chemistry is all about in a relationship, if they are not feeling that draw to you, if they are not feeling connected to you, you see them, they just lose interest in the relationship. But people who don't know, that are maybe looking at something else, maybe the money, the beauty, the age, the status of being married and all that, they may not really understand that this thing called chemistry is very important, and then they get married and find it difficult to really connect with their partner. Maybe you see them, everything is forced and everybody is on their own and everything. But in a case where the chemistry is real, which means the connection is real, the connection is there, your relationship with your partner will be so easy. Like, it's so, people will envy it and people will be wondering, why are they so, so into each other? Why are they so connected? Why are they, why do they flow so easily? This is because you guys have good chemistry, which is so important to, to help you navigate the turbulent water of this thing called marriage. I told you the first benefit of having good chemistry in relationships and in your marriage. I've told you everything becomes easy. Then the next one is excitement. Like, you are excited about your partner. Like, it's not just during the courtship. Everybody say it's so sweet when you guys are courting and the marriage. No. Even in marriage, everything is so exciting. Being together is, exciting. Having conversations, doing things together. In fact, even when you are quarreling and making up, everything is so exciting. That's what good chemistry does in marriage. Apart from the excitement you guys have for, staying together and everything, there is also respect. There is also that feeling of safety. This is when there is good chemistry between maybe a husband and a wife. You will respect him. He will respect you, of course. You will feel safe in that relationship because nobody is playing pranks and nobody is trying to, manipulate the other person. Everything, like I said, it's easier to handle when there is that deep force or that connection. Other good signs that you have chemistry in your relationship include what people usually say compatibility. They are compatible with each other and everything. All that can only arise when there is good chemistry. One other thing you see as a sign of good chemistry in a relationship or a marriage is this sense of comfort, like comfortability, ease of being with that person. You are not you're not struggling to be with that person. You are yourself, like you can be who you really are, and you are okay. Your mind is at rest. We call it deep comfort around that person. Nothing is hard, or nothing seems forced for you. Conversation flows easily and all that. That is when you guys have what? That good chemistry. Another sign of good chemistry in a relationship or between couples is this ability to maintain eye contact with your person, like your partner. Yeah, some people cannot look at their wives or their husbands for a long time. Deep eye contact with the person, and you are okay doing that. That is good chemistry. Most importantly is physical contact. I've seen a lot of complaints about husbands that don't touch their wives, or wives that don't touch their husband. This touching is all about, like, it's not about sex or anything, but when you guys are together like this, you tap that one. Maybe he will hug you, or he will hold your hands and be flinging it, or you just quack. I've seen a lot of people who do that with their husbands. Like, their connection is so divine. Like, you see them, they whack each other, they hug each other from behind, they just fling your hand, they may peck you, all those things. They do it, it's not forced, they do it easily. This is good chemistry. If you cannot do these things with your partner, you cannot even do it with your wife. You don't touch her, you don't even drag her hair, you don't even hug her and shake her, you can't even jack her up. Those things, that means the chemistry is not there for you. Okay, apart from the physical, physical touchy-feely and all that, the sexual attraction is also a good sign of chemistry. Yeah, maybe at the early stage of your marriage and everything, you can't have enough of each other and everything. But even though for some couple it may fade, but for some couples this thing stays, like for longer periods of time. It doesn't just fade. And maybe in another video I will talk about how to make sure that sexual attraction is there for between you as a couple. So one good sign of chemistry between a couple is this sexual attraction. Is also very important. Okay, we've talked about the benefits of having chemistry in your relationship. We've talked about the signs that shows the chemistry is all there. Now let us talk about when there is no chemistry. How do you know? Like I said earlier, I discovered that you may love someone, but there is no chemistry, there is no connection. So how do you know that you guys have zero chemistry? The first sign that your chemistry is zero in that relationship is lack of willingness or ease in communicating or having conversations. Yeah, a lot of people can't sit down with their husband or their wife and gist. In fact, I've seen a lot of people who will tell you, my husband or my wife is my gossip mate or my gossip partner. And sometimes people will be like, what does it mean? When you talk about it, some people will tell you, it's not easy for me and my husband to like discuss or talk or gist or laugh. I can tell you that so many couples cannot sit down together and just gist and laugh, like, now talk to each other like that. That's because they don't have chemistry. It's not just about being their friend or marrying their friend or not. No. That chemistry, that connection is not there. Another one is when there is no physical desire, then there is no chemistry. Because if you guys have that connection, you want to stay with them physically, you want them around, all those touchy-feely kind of actions must be there. Like, you will decide. We're not talking about the one they are forcing on you and you're just enduring it. They're talking about the one you yourself can even initiate, or when it comes you are happy about it and everything. Yeah, physical desire, sexual desire, you yourself, that means there is chemistry. But when it is not, there is zero chemistry between you. Unfortunately, that you respect someone, or that you admire someone, or that maybe he's your husband and you're taking it for granted that, well, physical, acts are part of it and everything. No. That one is not the chemistry we are talking about. We are talking about longing. Like when you are longing for something, when you feel so complete and happy that those physical things are there and all that, that means you have chemistry. When you're just like taking it for granted, or just accepting everything just because she's your wife or he's my husband and all that, that means you guys don't have that chemistry. One of the secret ingredients or secret pills that makes marriages work, that makes relationship worth maintaining, is laughter. sense of humor. Initially, I thought that I and my husband could always laugh together because he is a funny guy. It was later I discovered that we could catch fun or create laughter from every situation because we are connected. Like, I'm not saying this to fib or saying it to maybe hype my marriage and everything. No, if you stay around us, we know how to have fun. Like, we know how to create laughter from every situation. Like, you will be so surprised if you're around us. You will laugh with us so much that people will always tell us, oh my goodness, I love staying around you guys. The way you people are so funny. I was even thinking that I've become a comedian or he is a comedian. No. We have this connection that enable us to, see humor, the funny part of everything we see or feel or find around us. Sense of humor is part of chemistry. And when there is no sense of humor between, two people in a relationship, there is no chemistry at all. You see, one thing I love about my relationship with my husband is especially this particular aspect of humor. It has made our marriage so easy because sometimes even when we have disagreements and arguments and everything, if I want to stop, maybe if I want to end the carrying of face and everything, and I just go and find one funny name like this, and I will call him like that, and maybe if he looks at me, he will find the one that is equally so funny, and he will call me back. We are quarreling, before you know it, we'll start laughing. Just it makes everything so easy. Sometimes when I recount how many years we spent together as husband and wife, I find it so unbelievable. And I've discovered that this is how we'll be doing this thing, like as years will come by and everything, and then we'll reach 50 years. Why am I saying this? Why am I telling you, my own personal experience? I've discovered that it's not just the sense of responsibility, like the man is doing what he's supposed to do, the woman is doing what he's supposed to do, that is keeping us together. I've discovered that even when there is no money, even when those times when we find it even difficult to do certain things, my relationship with my husband has been good. Like, both of us, I'm not talking about children here or family members. I'm talking about personal relationship, mine and his, together. It has been so awesome. So you see, I also discovered that because of this connection we have, that we can always laugh together, often laugh together, things are easier for us. Check, for instance, sometimes my husband will be coming back from work, and where we are living, you have like 10 minutes trek into the estate to get to our house, and he will call me, maybe I'm at home, and he will tell me, please babe, can you walk down and wait for me at that junction so that we will come back together. Sometimes I'll just ask him, which kind of love is this one that will leave? And me now personally, I'll just wear my clothes and start trekking 10 minutes to go and wait for him, and then follow him and trek back 10 minutes. Sometimes he will tell me, if I say buy this thing as you're coming back, he will tell me walk down so that we'll go and buy it together. This kind of things makes the relationship between me and my husband so interesting. At least I know it is interesting. One other sign of zero chemistry in a relationship, especially romantic relationship, is when you as a human being, you would rather be a loner, a lone wolf, than move in a park maybe with your husband. Like, or your wife. You find it easier to do things alone. When I mean alone, I'm not talking about all those times when you say, man, I need some me time, like I need space. Yes, of course, no matter how sweet the relationship is, there are times when you need your me time. That's what I call it anyway. So it's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you are so comfortable doing things alone. You don't like doing things together with your husband. You can't see yourself going to shopping with him or her. You can't even see yourself maybe, going to occasions together. You can't see yourself, like all those kind of things that maybe a husband and wife should do together. You don't find it, interesting. You don't want. You would rather do it alone. You would rather go to things alone. You would rather handle your things alone and everything. My dear, when you have this kind of thing happening in your relationship, that means there is zero chemistry. You see, when you cannot do something, you would rather be alone to achieve more than being with your partner. That means you are not comfortable around them, and that's another sign of zero chemistry. When you are not at ease with your partner, staying with them, you're not comfortable. Anytime they are around you, you are feeling on edge, like you can't be yourself. I remember some men will tell you they want to marry somebody they can be themselves, when they're around the person. So women are like that too, okay? But when you find yourself always on edge, you're not relaxed. You're not comfortable. You can't laugh the way you want to laugh. You can't do the things you want to do today. Even if you are this extreme kind of people, you can't even get to that extreme length that defines who you are. That means there is no chemistry between. Other ways to describe this feeling of uneasiness around your partner is when you cannot let your guard down. Like you cannot be who you are. I remember when we were writing, during our marriage counseling section, they asked us to write some of the reasons that made us decide to marry this person. The first thing I can remember I wrote was, I can be myself when I'm around him. Seriously, there's no pretense in me when my husband is around. I am who I am. Like, I don't find it difficult. I noticed this thing when he was just coming around, he wants to marry me, and during the courtship period, I noticed that whenever he's around, man, I'm myself. I'm not ashamed of anybody. I'm not ashamed of anything. Like, I don't even need to go and rush and be washing my face or trying to make up and everything. No. I was just me. I felt so comfortable around him and everything. That was one thing I first wrote on that paper. I am me. I can be myself around you. So when you think you have to put that effort to be who you are not, you cannot let your guard down and everything around your partner. Even though you love them and respect them, there is no chemistry between two of you. Okay, what about you? If you're watching me now and you are just in a relationship and you are not married yet, but you are thinking of getting married and you already have a running relationship, one sign you should use to tell yourself whether there is chemistry or there is no chemistry is if you can see that person in your future. Sometimes when I discuss with my husband, I will tell him that, you see, I've discovered that marriage or love is not about the now. At this point in time, look at me, I'm still strong. Am I not? I'm still looking, beautiful. I'm still looking healthy. I'm still looking young and everything. You see, my relationship with my husband will not be much appreciated by this time, because now we have the children coming up, so we are busy and everything. Do you know when I will now feel more about the importance of this relationship is when I am no longer like this, is when the children are no longer there, is when the strength to go and be hustling and bustling around is no longer there. And then you see yourself having a lot of free time. Sometimes you see people with some health challenges and everything. That is when you now value the importance of marriage and love and having someone to call your own. You get me? As a human being, my partner is your own. Like, my husband is my own man. That is when you will come to, appreciate the importance of having such a person in your life. All right. So if you're thinking that you are in love with someone, you have to remember that love has to be focused on not just now, but the future. And if you cannot imagine this person in your future, you cannot even imagine a future with this person you are dating or you're in courtship with or you're in relationship with, that means the chemistry is not there. If there is chemistry, of course, you will always be thinking ahead. And in all those your chapters that you've not written about your life, that person must always be in them. Then you know there is chemistry. So if you are not seeing these things now, my dear, it's left for you. Why did I say it's left for you? Some people get married for diverse reasons. So maybe what's important to me now, as I'm saying this, may not be what you are even looking at. Maybe you're looking at a man or a woman that is financially capable, that will, join hands and run family, have children and train them with ease and everything. But don't forget what I said earlier. The love, the marriage, the relationship between you and your partner should not just be focusing now. Think about tomorrow. Now that we've talked about what chemistry is, the benefits, the signs that it is in a relationship, and the signs that it doesn't exist, what happens now if you are in marriage already and you want to rekindle your chemistry, or maybe this is for people who had it before and maybe allowed it to quench and all that, or for people who really want to start creating that chemistry between them. This section I want to talk about some things you can do to try and bring it back or try to create it. The first thing I will recommend is to zero other things out and focus on you. Like, what do I mean? You and your partner. Even though the children are there, yeah, they're important, but you see, I will always tell people this: children have their own lives to live. Children will have their own partners tomorrow. You need to protect the relationship between you and your partner of the now, because the future is going to keep two of you together and the children will not be there. So why I say zero every other person out is Focus on you and your husband or your wife to see how you can improve your relationship. If you're a wife now, don't always think about how my children will eat or what my children will eat and be okay and everything. Also think about that your husband. What are those things he loves eating? Now, like if there are some special foods he loves as a man, and maybe when you met him, you knew that these were his favorites and everything. Please start again to make intentional plan of bringing those things back for him. Now, if you are the husband in this marriage, there were things your wife loved doing when you met her. Okay, before the children start coming, there were things you knew that these are the things my wife enjoy and everything. Why not try to bring back those things for her? Okay, create time. You can go on a date, you can take her out. I mean, like those things she loved doing and you knew about them. Try to recreate them now for her. You see, some people, when they get married, immediately we get married, we forget about some of those things that you used to win your partner's heart. And then you focus on family responsibility, children responsibility, the outer world. Some people even focus more on church activities than their relationship, like the relationship between them and their spouse. It is so wrong. Try to create, sometimes I will say intentional living, intentional feeding, intentional this and that. Try to be intentional now to recreate romance between the two of you. Even though we know that some people are not just, some people cannot be playful and everything. Some people are so rigid and stiff. And no. There are things you can still start doing now, even though you are super glued, that you are so strong and rigid. You can start, putting more effort. Like you initiate. Sometimes you initiate touches, casual touch, casual hug, casual peck. Casual, you can jack your wife up and fling her around, things like that. When things are not, you can just hug your wife, even though it's in a calm way. I know some men are like playful, so playful they can jack their wife and fling, and some men are not like that. Even though you're not like that, you can start by hugging. Your wife may be cooking in the kitchen, you just hug her and then tell her, what are you making? I'm saying intentional touchy-feely, like touch her, you can even pat her hair, stuff like that. Having a sexual relationship between you and your spouse is another way to come together. It creates connection. So I usually advise women, even when you don't feel like it and your husband feels like it, just give in. I said something that, healthy sex means reduction in stress, especially for men, even for women. So try to, rekindle your sex life and make it okay. Like, don't just be facing so much responsibilities and everything. And as for the women, we know that men love what they see. I said it in one of my videos. You have to stop this see finish syndrome. Learn how to package yourself, more especially in the house when your husband is there. All these women that know, they will package themselves out there when they are going out, and then when they are in the house, they will lose guard. I'm just using that word, lose guard. At least you know what I'm saying. What I mean by lose guard is you leave everything. Don't forget, as a woman, when you start having children, your body changes. While I know it may be difficult for you to engage in physical exercise, which is of course very, very good, not just for pleasing your husband, but to keep yourself healthy. And then intentional feeding to reduce fat and everything. There are things you can do, even though you have bigger body size. Don't just show everything when your husband is around. So women will just go and tie wrapper. So women will lose everything. To them, they are trying to feel at ease and all that. So will not even wear their bras. So, and maybe those ones with big bust and everything. No. We say men are attracted by what they see. And then you are showing your husband everything that is so, unattractive about you. How do you think he will have the urge to go physical, like have sexual relationship with you? I hear a lot of women, when they dress well or dress somehow, too sexily, like when they are coming out. If you ask them, but you are a married woman, they will tell him, my husband love it, my husband like it. I used to wonder, I asked somebody something, I said, this your husband that likes how you dressed so sexy, and you're walking on the road, you dress so I don't even know how to describe it, and then you're walking on the road and your husband is somewhere in his office or in his shop, he's not following you around. Why is he admiring all these things? Or are you showing yourself to other men and then your husband like it? You see, some women prefer to dress sexily outside there, but when they now come in where they are supposed to dress for their husband to like it, they will start discarding everything and then looking so unattractive for the man. So while the husband is supposed to be, taking you out, providing money, trying to ease your stress in the house, maybe by even paying. Some men will go ahead and pay for house helps to be around to help you. You as the woman should learn to do what? Package yourself. All this thing is to ignite the sexual fire, like sexual attraction, sexual chemistry between you and your what? Your husband. So try as much as possible to learn to do what? Package yourself well in their house. I'm talking about women whose body changes when they start having children. Even so, unless you don't look at yourself, at the mirror, go and stand and look at yourself at the mirror. The kind of body you had when you got married and the body you have now after children can never be the same. All right. So even though you want to loosen up after a whole long day of tightening yourself and going out, you can get some good shorts that are loose. Then you can get some half cuts that are not even tight, and then you wear it, and then you can go and look for sexy night wears. Some don't even have, some will just tie wrapper, some will just, oh my goodness. So when you have in mind to reignite that sexual chemistry between you people, please put more effort in these things I'm saying. Another one you can do is deliberate check-ins. Like sometimes when you stay, you just call your wife or you call your husband. These are the way you build that connection with the person you are spending the rest of your life with. I've heard a lot of women, I've seen a lot of write-ups on social media where they say if a man is calling his wife, they will spend like 2 minutes. Or if a woman is calling the husband, they will spend 2 minutes. I've read something like that. But it's so funny. Sometimes this thing doesn't happen between me and my husband. Though. Sometimes he will call me and we'll talk for 2 hours. In fact, whenever he's calling me now, I'll put the phone out. Like I don't put it, on my ear like this. I will just keep it like this and put it on loudspeaker because I don't like earpiece at all. So I will just put it on loudspeaker and stay in the room and we'll talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. In fact, sometimes I wonder how people say that they can't gist with their husband or they can't talk for a long time with their wives. So even though you guys don't talk much, maybe it was not existing. But now, if you really want to create that chemistry, learn to check in, learn to call, learn to send texts. All these things are intentional. I've discovered in life that anything you want to be, anything you want to achieve, you got to put the work. Like you have to be intentional about it, and when you keep doing it, you will achieve the results you desire. Remember, what we are talking about here is the importance of chemistry and what to do when it is lacking. So try to be intentional about it, and then you will see your marriage becoming so easy. Before you know, you guys are spending 20 years, 25 years together and everything. And another important thing is when there is good chemistry, you can forgive your spouse easily. Remember, you did not marry an angel, you married a man or woman with flaws. So if you can forgive them easily, that means you can live with them for many years to come. And I am, believing that after now, you will go ahead and start reigniting that chemistry. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Don't forget to like, share, and follow my page or subscribe to my channel.